I couldn't even get that right. Couldn't even get the thing off the off the thumbnail. Hello everyone. I hope everyone is doing well out there. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this 50th birthday of mine. Technically, the birthday's tomorrow, but I'm sharing my birthday with you folks today. Yesterday was the wife's birthday, and today is my YouTube birthday with you guys, and then tomorrow's my actual birthday. Just to clarify some things with some folks out there, and I hope I'm 5 by 5 and everything is going well. It looks like it from everything I can see. Everything looks good on my end. So I want to say thank you to all you folks. I was kind of perusing through the chat and seeing all the happy birthdays and whatnot. So I truly, truly appreciate that, folks. I know it's taking time out of your guys' day to hang out with myself here on the channel. And also, I got a notification from Everything. I appreciate the super chat. It really means a lot, the support. And you've been a subscriber for quite some time. And I always appreciate reading your comments and whatnot. So thank you for that. All right, folks. Welcome to the 50-50 Club. Hoot, hoot, bougie prepper. Thank you. So in this live stream, basically, we're going to try to keep it a little bit fun, a little lighthearted. And I got some questions. I got 5 questions that I'm going to answer that I've been getting a lot of over the last year or so that I'm going to answer, and then some questions. In those questions, one that popped up recently because I was talking about my birthday over on the live stream with Rudy, and I said, you know, I'm going to add that to this live stream. And then I got a lot of questions for you folks to make this an interactive live stream, and probably about the half-hour mark, I'm going to do something that I haven't done in years. So any of you folks out there, and I'm going to lay some ground rules for this first, okay? Any of you folks out there, I'll give you a minute or two. I'll put the StreamYard link in the chat, and you'll pop up on the screen here. And as long as you're not naked or some weird, you know, whatever is going on in the background, I'll bring you up and give you 2 minutes if you want to say happy birthday, you want to say whatever you want to say in regards to the celebration that we're having here today, or introduce yourself to some of the folks in the Grey community. Most folks know each other via the chat. And the reason I'm saying this now in advance is because there's some folks out there like, oh, let me get my phone and get ready and stuff like that. I want to, you know, come on the stream and get my 2 minutes with Grey live on the air. So I wanted to throw that out there as well. And so mods, you won't have to worry too much about that. I'll be modding anybody who happens to join or wants to get on here and say something for a minute or two and join me on the live stream. I figured I haven't done that, I think, in over 3 years, maybe 2-3 years, somewhere around like that. So other than that, folks, again, thank you for being here. Let me look at the chat real quick and say hello to some of you folks that have been in here hanging out and say hello. All right, so we got Bougie Prepper in the house. We have Suzanne. We have Patricia. We have Minuteman 69. I see my mods are here. I see Yarn, Miss Worm, Jan. I know I saw JT as well. Good to see you, Raka, Fluffy Otter, Skipping Rocks, Miss Perfect, Michelle, Pat Small, Mary. Good to see you as well. Jay McQuinn. Hopefully I got that right. Thank you so much. Jeff is in the house. Hey, Jeff, now's your opportunity. I know you joined me the one time that I did a birthday celebration, my first year on YouTube. I know you jumped on the live at one point, I think. Ultra Maggot Patriot, good to see you. Counting the Days, good to see you. Linda Bop, RG71. Gene, Arthur, Utah. Mike is in the house. Valerie H. Let me see. Brenda, I'm kind of bouncing around here. Allie. Seabass, Great Lakes Canary, Sharon, Yoshi's mom, Miss Worm, did I get you? I hope I did. Trees Matter, good to see you as well. Sherry, Celtic, Andrew, God, there's so many of you folks. I really appreciate you guys. Diana, good to see you as well. Let me see, backing up a little bit here. I'm trying to float around a bit before we get started. Let me go down and bring it down a bit. Kevin Grip, good to see you. And Kevin, man, I appreciate your support over the years. You've been with me for quite some time as well. The Scratch Shack, Kathleen Maddox, Tom Larson. Let me see, Lola. I think Tiger. Mark, Michael, Dreams Acres. Good to see all you folks here. Virgo Power, absolutely, Dreams Acres. Thank you so much. All right, so here's a question I want to start off this live stream with. And if I missed you, my apologies. I can't get everyone all the time. The screen does fly by even with the delay. So the main question I'm going to be getting, and probably a lot, is what is it like prepping at 50 years old? Well, for me personally, and this is going to differ for everyone in regards to prepping at 50, nothing's really changed for me that much, other than when I wake up in the morning, that's when I feel my age. But once I get going, things seem to smooth out. You know what I mean? I don't know how many folks out there feel that situation, but when you get up, so it takes a little bit longer. The other thing I've noticed is if I happen to injure myself, because I push myself probably a lot harder than I should, a lot of folks, something I do not share on the channel a lot is the things that I do in the tactical side of things. You know what I mean? Training and that kind of stuff like that. A lot of people look at me and they're like, oh man, you're a big dude. Yeah, I'm a pretty big guy. 6'1", about 280. I'm trying to get back down to 275, but the birthday and then the holidays are coming up, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. So I push myself a lot, you know, wearing plate carriers and doing all the tactical fun stuff that guys do. Do a lot of hiking and things. So I notice if I injure myself, it takes a little bit longer to heal. So outside of that, in regards to what I'm doing in the pantry and the gardening and the organization and all those kind of things that associate with emergency preparedness, I'm still maintaining pretty good so far. I haven't had any issues or anything that I had to deviate from over the last 20 years in regards to, you know, prepping. So yeah. And it kind of goes into the other question, how has age affected the way you prep? And for me personally, like I said, it doesn't really affect me. I don't have any ailments or broken bones or any diseases or anything like cardiovascular health issues or anything like that. Nothing that I'm aware of. So it doesn't really change the way I prep. Now, back in the day, I focused on, you know, beans, rice, lots and lots and lots of carbs, you know, for that energy punch, right? But now I look at things a little bit different in regards to the food preps that I do. I focus a lot on proteins, you know, like meats, you know, your turkeys, your canned chickens, your beef. I'm also in the canning game, so I do a lot of canning now. I haven't showed that on the channel yet, and I don't know when I'm going to be comfortable enough to do that, because I know the canning gurus will come out of the woodwork and, you know, and just fill the comment section of like, you did this wrong, you didn't do that, you didn't put this here, you didn't cool that down, you didn't wipe the lid this way, and yada, 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 yada. And I get it. They're just trying to share information, but sometimes they can come off a little, you know, hey, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm assuming some of you folks out there may have come into contact with some people out there that feel that they're the canning gods, which I get. They have lots and lots of experience, but I think they should say it in a better way. Like, hey, Mr. GreyMan, I was watching your video, you canning some meats, and I wanted to know if you sterilized your jars, you know, and did you follow these steps, and do you have the ball canning guide and all that stuff like that? So, and then I'll have to go in and explain myself, like, yes, I didn't show it on camera, but they are sterilized, and here they are, and, you know, I'm doing all the processes. But so eventually I'll get there. I will add that to part of the GreyMan channel. And another question that I get asked is, are you prepping for future generations? And this is not only a question for me, but maybe a question for you guys as well. So the way I interpret that question is, am I prepping for my children so that once when God calls me back home, basically, and I'm gone, am I setting up my kids to continue the work and the effort and the energy and the money that I put into what I got going here on my home, in my home, and hopefully a homestead that I've been pushing for the last 3 years. Is just financially, everybody knows it's rough out there. That's great, Yarn Prepper. See, so that you feel my pain in regards to that. I happened to catch it on my eye because it was highlighted. So yes. So as I'm going, I'm teaching my children. Why is this important? I have conversations with my children. Not all of them are on board, but a few of them. And that's, to me, at least if I can reach at least one of the children and say, hey, do you understand why dad does what he does? And when you have your home and your family, do you think this is something that's going to be important to you. And then once they say yes and kind of, show the enthusiasm and inquisitiveness about asking me lots of questions, and they want their own get home bag. They want, little emergency kits for their, for their backpacks at school, and they get really into it. And it makes me feel good that someone's going to take whatever that's left when I'm gone and going to utilize the money and effort and energy that I put into this lifestyle of mine and carry it forward. So that's a good thing. And I hope if any of you have grandkids or children or maybe a significant other that's still struggling to understand why prepping is important, sometimes it's very hard to kind of relay that information to them without seeming like, oh, you're a hoarder. Oh, you're this or you're that. You get labeled with a lot of negative connotations in regards to that. But usually, unfortunately, the way it happens is if something bad happens, if someone loses a job and they're like, oh, my wife, she's had a year's supply of food and we didn't have to pay for it. I mean, they paid for it previously, but now we can survive without having to spend it on groceries through our prepper pantry. And things like that. And then they realize how important this stuff is. And we're not just doing it for the end of days and the comet is going to destroy the planet. The zombies shall rise and, consume the flesh of the humans. And we'll be in a, global catastrophe where everybody's killing everybody. Anything is possible at this point from what I've seen over the last few years, but they'll get the point that we're preparing for everything, not just the big things. We're preparing for everything. So that's my spiel on that. I should stop for a second to pay attention to, I didn't miss anything in the thing. And anybody that is coming in after this, thank you for the happy birthdays. I truly appreciate that. Oki Khan says, I'll be 54 in October, so only 4 years ahead of you, Gray. Awesome. I hope you feel as young as I do. Hoosier a Pioneer, thank you so much for the happy birthday as well. Let me see, Pat Small, electric printer pressures, loved every one of them. Just taking a quick stop. Love the pantry tour. My favorite video you have done. Lola, I appreciate that. I put a lot of work into that 44-minute long video. And if you sat through that entire video, thank you. It means a lot. Because there was probably about 2 hours worth of footage that I edited down to 44 minutes. As Rudy so kindly let me know that it was 44 minutes long, not 42 minutes long. Sometimes there's videos that you just can't make them small. If you want to, not just, hey, look at me, I have lots of stuff in a pantry, and just kind of run through it. I like to kind of just explain why I do the things and kind of give context to everything that I'm doing. I get a lot of, you talk too much. Can you just get to it? I don't want to hear this, and speed it up, buddy. I get a lot of these stupid comments and I'm so used to it at this point. I just brush it off and kind of go from there. It just doesn't bother me no more. I got 2 more questions that viewers have asked me, and then we're going to get into some fun questions that are going to involve you, the viewers. All right. So number 4 is, how long will you be on YouTube for? JT, I appreciate that. You don't have to do that, JT. Super chats are appreciated. I do appreciate that, the support. And thank you for that, JT. It means a lot. But I don't want folks to go too crazy with the super chats. I did take a page out of Rudy's thing, and I told the wife there's notes that I took in the last live stream, moving forward with a lot of the, I guess, finances, the extra finances that I get from YouTube. I'm going to take a percentage of that, and I'm going to add that to this year's basically food drive that I do for the vets here locally. As well as some other independent agencies that I like to work with. Like you saw that we did one for Toys for Tots a couple of years ago. I mean, the channel raised almost $2,000 for that event. That was an amazing thing. And counting the days, welcome to the Grey family. I appreciate the support. And that was just an amazing thing. So I'm going to continue that as long as I can. You know what I mean? Financially, we're getting there. We're making ends meet. Things are tighter, but that's just the way the game is played in this environment that we're in currently. But so how long will you be on YouTube for? Folks, it's like I told my friends, I said, I will be on YouTube until I can't either breathe. I just can't stand up. I can't turn on the camera. I'm just going to keep on doing it and take people along for the journey. Each step in my life, I want to share that with you, the viewers. I have a lot of fun doing it. There's lots of things that I want to do that I've been talking about for years that I've never got a chance to do on the channel. Those are things that I want to do. If we finally get our dream of our homestead, I want to show everybody what a guy like me and a family like mine, you know, the wife and I, what we'll do and how we started from scratch and build our homestead, and just kind of show those little different bits and pieces of the life that I'm living. Who knows? I'm in Florida. There's bound to get hit by a hurricane. I want to show, you know, how do you prepare for a hurricane in the beginning? How do you deal with the hurricane, you know, while it's happening, and how you deal with the after effects of a hurricane, depending on the strength of the hurricane and where it hits in your area. Lots of different things I want to do on the channel. And so again, I'll probably be on YouTube probably for until you guys get sick of me. I guess if everybody unsubscribes and I don't see that anymore, I guess I probably won't do YouTube anymore. Because without you guys, there is no me. So there is no YouTube for me at that point. Last question is, a lot of people ask me, hey, Grey, how can we support you? So when it comes to supporting any content creator, not just myself, you know, joining these live streams, hitting the like button, putting all the bell notifications on, watching videos that you might not necessarily find entertaining, like gear reviews or, you know, nature walks or whatever it may be, dropping a comment, you know, and showing the support and watching the video from front to back is always helpful as well. When it comes to the finance things, you know, the people with the super chats, the memberships, and all that stuff like that, it's greatly appreciated. It's not something that you have to do to be on the channel or interact with me and stuff like that. Also, folks, when it comes to Amazon, I don't know how many of you folks out there use Amazon, but down below in all my videos that I have an Amazon affiliate link. Basically, it's an Amazon store. And you don't have to look at, like, you can look at the store and see some of the stuff that I've added to the store, which I need to add lots more over the last year or so that I haven't added. But you can also, let's say if you're just buying groceries or you're buying stuff for someone else, that 1% that Amazon gives us, I don't know if it's 1%, but whatever it is, all of that helps your friendly content creators out here that you're trying to support. In regards to that, or if you're in the market for a solar generator or a knife or whatever that the person happens to be discussing, and you click those links, I'm going to be making a little video that I'm going to be doing a commercial for the shirts that I wear by Warrior 12. I've been putting the link down in the descriptions. It's in this one as well, just to support patriotic wear, you know, t-shirts for men, women, and a couple other things that they do, but they support vets. And it's really great what they do by doing certain things for vets. And you have to go into there. I don't want to get too far into it because I'll get sidetracked. And but they do a lot of things for those folks. You know what I mean? So when it comes to that, I like to support a company that's not only going to support me as a person, but also supports veterans out there. And if you're looking for a shirt for mom, dad, grandpa, grandma, the kids, whoever it may be, and you want to support a great company, you click on the link, you use the code, you save 10%, and you buy something, and you're supporting a good company outside of buying some Chinese-made shirts. That's something I've never done on the channel, but they haven't asked me to do that, but I am going to do that. And it's going to be like a little 60-second blurb that I'll use on live streams and stuff like that, just to show people the shirts that they offer, because they're amazing. Great stuff. And they have shirts that fit anybody from small to super big. Fluffy Otter, I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much for that. Very appreciative of the super chats. Did I miss anyone? I want to make sure I didn't miss me, JT and Super Fluffy, because sometimes, you know, I'll get rambling. And thank you for that, Fluffy Otter. Truly appreciate the support. Very kind of you. Miguel Boricua, thanks for the email, Miguel. I like the shirt that you sent me a picture of in regards to your email. Very cool shirt. I thought it was awesome. You know what I mean? So thanks for that email. I appreciate your support as well, brother. All right, so let's get into a different kind of, let's change gears here, and let's start getting interactive with you, the viewers. We got about 120 plus people, 125, somewhere, 123, 125, 127 on this one. It says 123 here. I have no idea which one's right. So let's get into some questions in regards to engaging with you, the viewers. First of all, I'd like to ask everyone, and you don't have to be specific. How old is everyone out there, and where are you from? So if you're 40 years old, put 40. and put New York, Mississippi, Arkansas, Oklahoma, something to that extent. Introduce yourself. And you don't have to do this. This is just something I figured I'd like to see, the folks. I look at my analytics and I see things, and I'm curious when I do live streams, who's actually in these live streams? Because the people that actually take the time to get into these live streams, or the people that watch the replays, they're dedicated. They are dedicated. You know what I mean? All right. So let me back this up here. Let me switch this over to the chat section so that I can bring some of this stuff up. All right. Let me back it up. Let me see. Jeff, I think, came in. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Ann Palmer. I appreciate that. So we got Jeff coming in at 50 from Florida. Andrew, 40 from Tennessee. Linda Bopp coming in at 64 at Pennsylvania. Sebastian Knight, 42, Illinois. Let me see. What do we got? We got Skipping Rocks in here at 65, Western WA. Let me see. Angela, she is 64 from Michigan. Penny Willis, 52 from Arkansas. We got Sharon coming in at 61 from Michigan. We got John from 55, Indiana. Seabass, 71 from Michigan. JT says, I'm in my pajamas. Alicia, 55 from West Massachusetts. We got Bubbles, 63 from California. You see, we got Grand Scheme, 40 from New York. We got Patricia, 71 from Southeast Indiana. Forrest, 101 from Idaho. All right, I'm gonna do a couple more of these. Gene Sen, if I mispronounce it, my apologies. PA, 55. We got Sean coming in at 50 from Northern Illinois. Okie Khan, 51 from South Central Kansas. We got Bougie in the house at 56 from South Carolina by way of New York. We got Colleen Rich, 68, New York. Jennifer Cruz just turned 42 on the 17th of August. Well, happy belated birthday from Arkansas. Awesome. We got Miguel from 50 from Florida. Nice. Dreams Acres, 46 in Michigan. I'll do two more. Thank you, Tiger. I appreciate that. We got Morty from 55 in Louisiana and Stephanie from 66 from Idaho. So thank you all for kind of chipping in there. I was really curious. And it looks like we have basically a 35 to like 65 plus as the majority of the folks that watch the channel, especially the live stream. So thank you from that. And it seems like a lot of you folks are from all over the United States. What I like about that is that we kind of get to get information. So when folks leave a comment down below in certain videos that I do, I kind of get an idea of like, oh, if someone's from Pennsylvania, what are food costs in Pennsylvania? What are gas prices? And so when they drop a comment, it's always interesting to see how things are different in different parts of the United States. Moving from California to New York to Florida, prices can vary dramatically, as well as situational things that happen in those states, depending on where you are. If you're out in the country, if you're in the city, if you're an apartment prepper, or if you're in a homestead prepper, or if you're in the middle, like a suburban prepper. I think, is that how you say it? Suburban, suburb prepper, urban prepper, kind of, way of things, right? But very cool. Very cool. I see Deborah at 68 from Texas. I appreciate that, Deborah. Pony Girl, good to see you. Low desert of Arizona, almost 70. Yikes. Hey, we're only as old as we think we are. I tell the wife every year, I'm like, I'll be honest with you. I feel I'm going to continue to think that I'm 25 years old and push myself like I'm 25 years old until I can't push myself no more. But we all differ, you know what I mean? Some people age more like a fine wine, and other people may age, more like a raisin where you just kind of shrivel up. So it's two opposite ends of the spectrum. Oh, man. All right. So here's a great question for you, the viewers. And this is going to kind of help me out in regards to thinking about what you guys look at when you guys watch YouTube. Because a lot of people watch more YouTube these days than they actually watch TV. Some people don't even have cable anymore. Everybody just has an internet connection, and they connect to either like the Hulu, the Netflix apps, or YouTube. So I'm really curious, how many of you folks are more likely to click on the fear porn videos? And what I mean by fear is the world is ending. World War III is happening tomorrow. You're doomed if you don't do this. You better get this before you die. yeah, if you're prepping today, it's too late. You know, those kind of like grab you like by the boo-boos kind of titles and, you know, suck you in and scare the daylights out of you thinking that, you know, tomorrow's the day. Or do a lot of you folks like to click on educational videos, how to can, how to garden, you know, certain types of gear, you know, educational videos on how to, you know, store foods, how to prepare foods for long-term storage, you know, those type of videos. I'm just wondering, and you can be honest and you don't have to answer, but I'm always curious because when I go to certain channels and I'm flipping through my feed that gets, you know, recommended to me, I'll see a channel and every other day it's basically stating that tomorrow's the last day, or, you know, November 16th, everyone is doomed, or whatever it may be, and millions and millions and millions of clicks. Not all the time, but they get lots of clicks. They get a lot more hate speech down in the comments because I'll kind of peruse through some of those comments as well. And but people, a lot of people out there like to live on that ledge of being scared to death versus, you know, watching videos that are going to help them and their family prepare for the small things to the big things, you know. I like to do educational stuff. I don't like to do too much of the fear stuff. I come across it sometimes if I find something that's super important that I want to share with the community, but I feel that it draws in a specific type of crowd sometimes that can be very abrasive towards the other people in the community over the years that I've experienced. Rodney Middleton, I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Have a coffee for your birthday. That is awesome. Coffee is one of my favorite drinks outside of tea and water. I'm a coffee, tea, and water kind of guy. I appreciate that, Rodney. I really do. So let me back this up a little bit. Let me go. I'm going to back down and say, Rodney, I appreciate the happy birthday. I just saw that pop up there as well. Kaylin Strain says gas prices are meaningless to me. I don't drive. Hey, that makes sense. That makes sense. I see people talking about beef. Grand Scheme says YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute. Makes sense. Seabass says, that's me. I do not watch TV. Miss Worm says, I loathe fear porn videos. Oki Khan says, age like Nancy Pelosi. Raisiny. That's a hilarious one. Yarn Purpose says, I'm least likely to click on the fear porn. Let me see. Who else do I got? Waze Momo says, I hate those. Linda Bob says, educational. Seabass, education. 10%. Education for sure. From Wise Momo. Great Lakes Canary says, educational. I like educational videos. Cheryl. 2 for $5 Red Bull, 7-Eleven. Okay, Robert. Depends on my mood. Open to it all. Right on, Dale. Let me see. Anne says she loves the educational videos as well. Sean Penrod says the how-to videos. I like those too. I do watch a lot of those, Sean. Dreams Acre says always looking to learn new skills. Snakebite says, nope, I'm as ready as I can be. No fear channels here. Educational for me, Betty says. Let me see. Jennifer Ocean Homestead says, hit the like button and make sure you're still subscribed. I appreciate that, Jennifer. Thank you. So it seems like a lot of you folks, Miss Worm says, helpful and educational and witty and friendly. 20 War Child 20 says, all of the above. Michael Stacking says, buy this now. Don't watch them. Yeah, unfortunately. There's a lot of folks. Tony DG, sorry, 9410. Thank you so much. I love canning and recipe videos. Absolutely. Educational and skills. Michelle. Dale says like history and nature stuff too. I agree. Pony Girl says she resorts to animal funny videos when she gets too irritated from false info. That's good to know. And the reason I thought that was a valid question to ask you, the viewers, is because it kind of gauges me of why you're here watching my channel. I feel like I've tried to do the best I can to steer away from a lot of the fear porn, unless it's like something that I feel it's going to benefit the community, something that's actually happening, something that I actually have some sort of real, verifiable, 100% correct intel that I'll share with the community, let's say on a live stream or a video. Hence why I don't really do too much new stuff anymore. And I love doing the gear reviews. And I hope that, and I say this a lot, I hope that doing the gear reviews I never hope that you feel pressured into buying anything. And I mean anything that I ever review. If I'm pushing t-shirts, if I'm pushing solar generators, walkie-talkies, water filtration, whatever it may be, don't feel pressured to buy anything. I appreciate the support only and only if you're in the market and you need that item and you want to add it to your preps and you are happy with the way I presented the material and educated you to the point where you felt that it's necessary for you to buy that and it's going to work for you and your family. I never want you to buy things that do not work for you and your family. I don't want you to buy junk. I don't want you to get distracted that you have to have this or that. You know what I mean? Put your priorities in order and start with your food, your water, your medical, and stuff like that. Solar generators are great, but they're very expensive. And some of the ones that I review, I got one coming up, is a couple of $1,000s. It's not easy for people to come off that kind of money, even though that they feel in their heart that they need that. But I always say, save up for it. If it's something you truly want and it comes on sale and you want it and I do a review or a promotion on it, sure. At that time, make that purchase. But don't ever feel compelled that you absolutely have to do that. No matter how much I like the products. I love nutrient survival, but I'm not going to keep on pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. You know what I mean? I share things with great companies. And if you folks need that stuff, then you get it, you know? All right. So, here's a good question. Here's a good question for you folks. I appreciate that, Sherry. Let me see here. I'm just kind of taking a quick look at the thing. I did recently buy a longer antenna for my Radiodity GMRS radio. I have now GMRS license. That's awesome, Kaylin. Great question. What tree can I use spile on in Florida? Spile? Spile does not sound familiar to me. I'm going to just pull it up really fast. Oh, my keyboard is not plugged in, so I'm going to have to go to this keyboard. For some reason, that doesn't spile. A small wooden peg or spigot for stopping a cask. So basically, that what that tells me is something. If you have something that's made out of a hardwood, so you want a softwood, so something that you can actually put in. There's lots of different trees here. You don't want to use pine because it's so sappy. So depending on what part of Florida you're in, because North Florida is like a different ball game from South Florida. So depending on where you're at and what type of trees you have access to, just got to understand the concept of hardwoods and softwoods. Same thing when it comes to fire starting and when doing friction fires and stuff like that, is understanding what trees are hardwood and what trees are softwood and how they correlate to one another. Hopefully I kind of give you at least a direction to go into. Jeff sent me a text. Jeff, you're lucky I got my phone. What is this? Watching your live and feeding a deer. That's pretty cool, Jeff. That is awesome. That is awesome, Jeff. Very cool. Very cool. Let me see. Luckily I caught that. Counting the day says cork. If you have access to cork, let me see. Thanks, Miss Worm. All right. So moving on to the question. So to you in your eyes, from your perspective, what makes a prepping channel a good channel versus what makes a prepping channel a bad channel? You know, it's a lot of people that are getting into wanting to create content here on YouTube. Like I did, I think I've been on YouTube this December. I think it'll be I think it's 4 years this December. I think 3 or 4 years I've been on YouTube. And I get other people to say, well, you know, I want to start a channel. What's the difference between a bad prepping channel and a good prepping channel? Here's the problem with that from my perspective, why you guys answer that question is, so what makes a good prepping channel versus a bad prepping channel? So I've been seeing a lot of AI prepping channels that have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views on their videos. And what it is it's stock footage with a AI voice generated voice saying 10 things you need to have in the apocalypse, 20 things that you should have All right. I think I am back. Yeah, I guess I must have said something bad about AI. The search party, yeah. Thank you, Caitlin. It looks like it's back up. Am I 5 by 5? I probably lost about 30 people. I don't know. 30 people dropped off the stream because of that. I'm assuming YouTube did that on purpose. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's just my internet connection. Who knows? My internet provider created an issue. All right. Thank you guys so much. So, where was I? Man, thank you guys. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys that hung out and waited for me to get back. I don't know what happened. There's storms in the area, but my internet should be backed up through I think it's backed up the UPS system that I have on a solar generator. Something I'll have to keep an eye on. I've been thinking about running a hardwired system into this studio here and plugging it directly in, not depending on Wi-Fi so much. So hopefully, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. I don't know. All right, so I'm going to try to get back to where I was. I want to make sure everything is running smoothly here. And that's going. That looks good there. All right. Never give up on Grey. I appreciate that, Pony Girl. So we were talking about like what makes a channel good or bad. And like I said, some channels may start off good and end up in a bad situation because they see a way to get views and engagement by, changing their methods in regards to what they are promoting on their channel in regards to content. And then other channels may start in that realm of things and then change halfway through and get smart and say, okay, well, I want to be more beneficial to the viewers that are watching me and help them learn why emergency preparedness is very important and why I should be doing the things that a lot of preppers do. So I guess you have to be the judge in regards to what you think makes a prepper channel good or bad. You know what I mean? Just because one person says, oh, well, this channel is horrible and it's bad, doesn't mean it actually is. I always suggest that people, check out some of their videos and make a conscious decision and an educated decision before they decide to knock that person down. Because I've watched channels that only have a couple hundred subscribers, and one of their first video that was promoted to me was like a crazy, off the wall video. But then I got into their videos and they were, canning and homesteading and gardening and doing animal husbandry and stuff like that. And I was like, this is actually a great channel. So I followed them. So I guess you can't always judge a book by its cover. How many solar generators are behind you? Old Mutt. Good question. Let me see. If I'm looking at the screen here, I see one. I just see two. But if I'm looking at the floor, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23-ish, somewhere right around there, and one that's still in a box in my front hallway. I know that's a lot, right? It's crazy, and that's why I'm always there's the people that know me know that if someone's super in need and they live locally around me, I try to help those folks out with a solar generator. My wife and everybody keeps on telling me to sell them, and I've made a list and sell them cheap to help bring money back into the channel since I've done the reviews and I have so much the larger variations of the solar thingamajigs. And I felt bad about doing that, but then people keep telling me, don't feel bad about it. All the time, the effort and the work that you put into doing that review video, and your time is valuable. So if you can make a couple $100 off a solar generator, so be it, especially when you're using the money to propel yourself forward in regards to reaching your dreams like a homestead and adding to your preps. So, like I said, some people may hate you for it. Some people may love you for it. I don't know. Andrew says, GreyMan, you can send me one. Andrew, if you're in my state and in my area, in my county, I don't mind helping someone out, man. I got a lot of little ones like the 500 to 2,000 watters that a lot of folks that say, hey, They have a CPAP machine. They're elderly. Some people that have health issues. Some of them don't even watch the channel. They're just good old people that just need help. And so I try to help them. I used to have probably 30, 40 of these things floating around, but it just takes up too much space, and I can't do it no more, So yeah, that's the spiel on that. Yeah, Minuteman, I actually am, right? Reliable knowledge and contacts, visionary eye, and content I can learn or relate to. That's a great point, 20 Warchild 20. Even though I haven't won anything. Alicia Blaze, regards to giveaways, folks, me and Rudy are teaming up this year, and we're going to be producing a huge Christmas giveaway this year. We're reaching out to our sponsors. We're taking things out of our own pocket. We're going to be doing a lot. So you guys are going to have an opportunity to probably win a lot of different things, from small stuff to really expensive stuff. So stay tuned for that. Rudy and I have talked about it, and we're going to tag team it, and we're going to try to give a ton of stuff away for the holidays. Just because that popped up and made me think about it. Oh, great. Andrew, you live all the way in Knoxville. See, the problem with people have asked me, like, hey, can you mail me one? I've only mailed one power station ever, and it cost me almost as much as the power station to mail it, because it's a lithium battery. The postal service won't do nothing with it. UPS told me they wouldn't do nothing with it. The only people that would actually mail it was FedEx. And it was a 1,000 water, I think it was, and it cost me like $65, $70 to mail it. It was a lot of money. So if I was just mailing these things out left and right, it would probably bleed me dry, honestly, just to be transparent with you folks. Gray did mean, Pony Girl, I have no idea. Hey, what's up, Redneck Prepper? Good to see you. Yeah, it should be fun stealth mode. Me and Rudy are going to wear, like, the Santa Claus hats and stuff like that. So it should be fun. But let's, how much time do we have? We're at 44 minutes. I want to kind of keep this to an hour. That's awesome, Dreams. Good to hear. I'm glad you won something. Let me see. I'm just kind of looking at the chats real quick. Gail, you better check that. A lot of times YouTube will clean house sometimes and unsubscribe you from channels. I get that a lot. Hey, Gray, somehow I was unsubscribed from your channel, even though I knew I was subscribed. I thought you had left YouTube, or I thought you were taking a hiatus or something. So always check your subscriptions, always check your notifications, and always, every once in a while, if someone who posts at least once or twice a week and you don't see nothing for like a couple of weeks, go to their channel, search them up, verify that you're subscribed, verify that your notifications are on, and check their community tab. If a lot of times when I'm going to take a week or two off, if I'm sick, if I have something going on, I'll post it in the community tab to let folks know. Where was I? Oh, here's a good question for you guys. I'm curious. Jan, your dogs are always barking ever since I've known you. Here's a question for you, the viewers. How did you find me, my channel, and how long have you been subscribed to my channel? I know some of you folks have been subscribed since I started, have been with me through the tough times, through the good times, through the bad times, and through all kinds of different times. But I'm curious, did you find me through YouTube? Did you find me through Rudy? Did you find me through Bear Independent, Magic Prepper? Maybe some of the reviews that I've done. Did you find me, one of the interviews that I did with another prepping channel? I'm really curious because I'm happy with the growth of the channel. I never thought that I would be where I'm at doing YouTube. And it's been a tremendous venture, and I've enjoyed most of it along the way. You know what I mean? There's been some crazy things that have happened, but most of the time, the last couple of years have been absolutely amazing. I feel blessed to have a platform to share things that I like to share with you, the viewers. And it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, sometimes you get a calling and you try to do what you can and you find it and it works, and then you move forward with it. I always tell people when they first starting out, don't give up. There's always a possibility. YouTube, yes, of course, is going to do its thing, but just keep on chugging at it. You know what I mean? If it's something that you really want to do and you have the passion for, put your all into it, and eventually it should pay off. Not all the times, but sometimes, right? All right, so I'm going to back this up. Let me see, back this up here a little bit. I'm trying to see where some of the Yarn Prepper says she doesn't remember. You see, Snakebite says just prepping channel. Let me see. Bubble said it popped up when I was watching another channel I subscribed the past week. Thanks, Bubbles. So you're new to the community. I appreciate that. Let me see. My wife and the disappearing things. Let me see. I found you. Stealth Mo says I found you through the prepping community on YouTube at GreyMan Prepping. Awesome. Jeff says Grey's got merch. Yeah, that's a classic, right? Let me see. Oki Khan says honestly, I can't remember how I found you. Sean says either Rudy or Magic, both great channels. Love Matt and Rudy. They're awesome folks. Let me see. Miss Worm says via AP. I liked your funny comments in the chat. I always sub to people who are funny. That's awesome. I appreciate that, Miss Worm. Celtic says Rudy. Let me see. Gail says I've been with your channel since the beginning. I appreciate that, Gail. That means a lot. Let me see. Linda says through Rudy. I think it was when you teamed up with Rudy, subscribed right afterwards. That's awesome, GGS. I've been with you since you started through Rudy. I remember Seabass. Seabass, you have been here a long time. I appreciate the support. Let me see. Andrew says, GreyMan, I found you through the prepping preacher. I missed Tim. Andrew, I missed Tim as well. We had such great chemistry on screen together. Even behind the scenes, the times that I got to talk to him, he was a very enjoyable person. A very, very amazing person. You know what I mean? God bless his soul, and God bless his family. He was great to have on the channel. I miss him a lot too, man. I watch that video every once in a while, just because we had so much fun during that interview process. That was an amazing time. Pantry Only Recipe says Rudy 5 years ago. Wow, Pantry, that's awesome. You see, I think through AP or. Let me see. Robert says, you are the Bob Ross of preppers. I appreciate that, Robert. Oh, man. Let me see. Great Lakes Canary says, too long to remember. Let me see. Counting the days AP sent me. Let me see. Brian says, found you through Rudy, a.k.a. Alaskan Prepper. Awesome. Gail says, Rudy. Let me see. I think I've been subscribed for 5 years. Has it been that long? Has it been? I thought I've only been on YouTube for 4 years. 4 years December. I don't know. I'm going to have to go back and look. See what happens when you hit 50 years old, folks. Your memory's not what it used to be. Let me see here. Yeah, love your channel. Member about a year. Awesome, Big Country. I appreciate that. Let me see. What did Minuteman have to say? I found you through Magic Prepper. Not sure how long. Maybe close to 3 years plus. Minuteman, I have seen you commenting back when I had the old house. I definitely recall that. Let me see here. God put you and Rudy in my life when I needed it the most. That's awesome, drinkers. I look at a lot of things like that way. God finds a way to kind of have people cross paths. You know what I mean? Especially when they truly need it. Hey, amazing grandma. Good to see you. Colorado Progress has been here a long time through AP. Frontier Preppers. Yeah, you can't remember, huh? Oh, snap. Let me see. Big Dog says through Rudy, I've been here a couple of years. Every once in a while, YouTube unsubscribes me almost all channels. Wow, that's crazy, Big Dog. But it happens all the time. All right, let's go through a couple more of these. Let me see. Found you through Rudy and subscribe. Maybe watch once before. I appreciate it, Hooser. K Prepper says, happy birthday, GreyMan. Thank you so much. Oh, wow, Jan, that is a long time ago. God, wow, Rudy was one of the first larger channels that was like, hey, Grey, I think you're cool. I want to bring you on the channel, not bring me on the channel. I'm going to come on your channel and we'll do a thing together. And he let his community know. And hence why we have pretty much dang near all the same mods, me and Rudy. Me and Rudy are a lot alike, folks. Me and Rudy have become, outside of just YouTube friends, we have become like close friends. We are pretty tight. Rudy's an amazing person. Let me see. Pony Girl's another channel shouted you out on YouTube, and then I was hooked years ago. I appreciate that, Pony Girl. All right, so I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. I appreciate that, Sebastian. Jan, probably. I don't remember how many subs I had, man. Yeah, I appreciate that, stealth mode. We do. We really enjoy doing the live streams together. Hence why we started the show. All right. You know, in my mind, I'm thinking I can get through all these things. Like I have this, I did a little list for you guys to kind of, all these questions that I wanted to ask you. And we're here at 52 minutes. Time flies, folks. Maybe we'll run it another 10 minutes longer. If you guys don't mind, it's up to you. Being that I did say that we had that little hiccup with the connection and we lost some folks on that. Now, I guess instead of asking questions, let me see if I can do this. Let me try to do this. If anybody out there wants to come on the channel real quick like, and just say hi to the community. And if they want to wish me happy birthday, they can. I will throw this and pop this on here. So when you see this link pop up, let me move it here. I haven't done this in a long time. Remember, folks, if you click on the link and you want to join me on the channel real quick, just a minute or two, excuse me, make sure that you are wearing clothes and you're presentable. If not, I can't bring you on the channel. If you remember when Rudy did that one time, Rudy did have a almost naked man on his channel for a couple of minutes. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. Lola B Love says, we are here to celebrate with you, Grey. Happy 50th birthday. I appreciate that. Counting the days is canning and alligator hunting, please. You know, counting the days, I had a video a while back where I was with a bunch of gators on the channel. It was very, 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 very interesting to do. And it was a long time ago, so I don't know how many views it got. Maybe 500 views, maybe 1,000 views. I don't know. But I think, folks, that we have our first special guest appearance. You may know her. You may have heard of her. She has a phenomenal Instagram channel, and she is a fellow moderator on YouTube. Coming to the stage, Yarn Prepper, how to see you?
Happy birthday, GreyMan!
How you guys doing?
Happy birthday!
I appreciate that. I'm surprised you got on here. I know you used to be so shy of getting on the YouTubes.
I only did it because my husband came home from his walk.
Yep.
All right. It's good to see you guys. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys always, especially you, Yarn, you always out there dropping the links and making sure the chat's clean and whatnot. And you've been with me for quite some time now.
I really can't remember when, but I think you were at about 10,000 subscribers, maybe.
Oh, wow. That was a milestone. That was a milestone for me, that 10th. I remember I did a huge giveaway on that day, too. That was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember.
But it's good to see both of you at the same time. That is awesome, man.
Awesome.
Yep.
Have a good birthday.
Yep.
You too. God bless you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. That was very, very cool. Very, very cool. Thank you, Yarn, for hanging out with me for the time that you did. Very, very cool. All right. Any other takers out there? I'll leave that link there. I don't know if you guys you scroll up until you find that link. If you want to. No, this is no pressure out there. And while we're doing that, I'm going to move on to a fun question for you, the viewers, in that. So now you guys, if you guys have not seen Yarn Prepper, she does have a great Instagram channel, lots of cool things on there, and she shares a lot of great things out. So go subscribe to her Instagram channel if you're on Instagram. I had a question for you guys. What is your favorite SHTF apocalyptic type movie? Do you have a favorite, like one that sits with you that you will rewatch over and over and over again? Like The Road, or let me see some of the other great ones out there. I'm trying to think of some really good ones because I'm a Walking Dead fan, but that's TV. Let me see. I'm trying to think of one of my favorite ones because I liked I Am Legend. I'm a zombie fanatic, so I watch a lot of the zombie movies. But the road was one that kind of just sat with you. You know what I mean? Like it just gave the really creepy, eerie feeling of being something that could possibly happen. All right. Clint Leonard says Red Dawn. That is a great one too. You know, that could happen any day now at this point, right? So let me see if I can go here and bring some of these up. Colorado Pack Rat says, your turn, Miss Worm. So Clint said Red Dawn. Let me see. Stealth Mode says the road was freaky. Absolutely. Let me see. Not me. I'm in my jammas. Yoshi's mom said the crazies. Yeah, that was a quite interesting one. Brian says the road. Oops says they live. They live. That was a guy. That was, what was his name? Roddy Piper? Wasn't he in that one? And he put the glasses on and you could see that. Imagine that's what's happening today. You know what I mean? Imagine there's a pair of glasses that we could put on and we look at the news and we're like, there, it's true. There are the lizard people. They exist. Oh man. Jeff says, I Am Legend and The Walking Dead. We have that much in common. Jeff, I love The Walking Dead. He says, The Book of Eli. Counting Days says The Book of Eli. That was another great one. That was another great one. I appreciate that, NC. Let me see. What else? We got another one. CCP says Red Dawn. Stealth is on Book of Eli. Yarn's challenging you mods out there. Let me see. Where are we at? RG71 says Jericho was a series, but I like it. No, RG1, I've watched Jericho over and over again. Also, there was one called The Dome. I rewatched that one several times. I've watched, what's another one? God, I just was watching it recently. Oh, The Last Ship. I've watched that one, and these are TV shows, but close enough. It's a movie / show. Lola says Red Dawn. Now, when you say Red Dawn, do you mean the old original Red Dawn or the new age Red Dawn? Let me see. Kathleen says The Matrix is the yeah, absolutely. The original Matrix was such a groundbreaking show. And Palmer says Book of Eli. Let me see. We got Morty coming in at Jericho. Let me see. Where we got 20 World Child 20 says The Road, The Book of Eli, I Am Legend, The Mist. The Mist is another good one. Yes. Station 11, Alicia. I just watched that one for the second time. It is really good. There's a new one out that started last year. It's called Silo. And it's pretty interesting. It's people who are in a silo who think the world has ended, but they have a government that's telling them that the rest of the world is dead. And shockingly, there's a twist, if you get what I'm saying. Let me see here. Little Lone Prepper says The Book of Eli and The Stand. The Stand is pretty crazy. You know, I love The Stand. There's two variations of it, if I recall correctly. But now I really despise one of the actors in The Stand just because of what she represents. So it kind of ruins the show for me. But it's a great movie. GreyMan says, I stopped aging when I hit 50, right? That's awesome. Let me see here. The Walking Dead for me too, but maybe Red Dawn and The Book of Eli. Thank you, Andrew. Miguel Bodiqua says The Fifth Wave. Man, I haven't seen that one in a while. I might have to rewatch that one. JT's coming in with The Book of Eli. Kind of scrolling through the thing. JT says not happening. Jeff. Yeah, so Jeff, I like the 100. I just didn't like the way they ended. The way the 100 ended was like that last season was just like it didn't give me what I wanted out of that show. You know what I mean? Kind of like if you ever watched the TV show Lost, the wife's never seen the whole thing from start to finish, so we're rewatching that as a fallback show through the month of September until the new shows come back out. Because we're watching God, what is it called? Now I can't think of it because whenever something pops into my head, I can't think of it. Has anybody ever asked you a question? They're like, hey, what's that person's name? And you've known that person for 20 years and your mind just goes blank. Your mind goes blank and you can't remember that person's name for nothing for like a couple of minutes. But that's where I'm going with that. Let me see. I'm trying to see if anything else pops up. Clint, yeah, Fallout was pretty good. Fallout was pretty good. Oh my God! Look who I see another guest that wants to say hello to you folks. He might look like he's a hippie from the 70s and 60s or homeless, but we're gonna invite him to the channel anyways. What's up, Minute Man? Where's your mic? We can't hear you.
This stupid thing.
There we go. I can
You
hear
hear
you
me
now.
now?
I can hear you now, buddy.
Yeah, it's not hippie, it's caveman.
How are you, brother?
I'm incognito. I gotta hide from. There might be people out there looking for me.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I get that a lot. A lot of people on the channel say you're not much of a gray man being on YouTube. I'm like, if you only knew what you don't see, you know?
That's why I don't do. I thought I'm figuring I get on here now. I'm gonna break the internet.
Yeah, people are like, who's that guy? Oh, that's Miniman 69. Oh, good to
Yeah,
see
now
you,
everybody
man.
knows what I look like.
So how are you?
Just another crazy old man out in the woods.
That's the way to live these days, man. Stay away from all the craziness. It's getting crazier and crazier every day, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm a little gray too.
That's it. This is a fashion statement. Having the gray, man. It's that seasoned salt and pepper look.
It's
You know
not
what I
really
mean?
fashion. It just kind of happens.
It shows that you got some smarts to you, brother.
Well, I gotta get off here. I gotta go feed my critters. They're bellowing for me.
Well, I appreciate you coming by and saying hello, man.
All righty. Good to see you. Happy birthday, dude.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, brother. God
Later,
bless.
dude.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. Oh man, that was awesome. Let me see. Oh, is it from the Adams family? Yeah. Jeff says I got you both beat. Oh, Jeff, are you getting gray now too, man? Every time I see you, keep on getting more grayer, Jeff. Pony Girl says Deep Impact. That was actually a good movie. I'm trying. Let me see if I can find the movie I'm talking for you. I think it's called From. I want to make sure before I tell you. F-R-O-M. From. So, yep, it's called From. F-R-O-M. Moving into season 3 starts in September. And it's very, very scary movie. Not scary, but it's very... So, people drive into town and you can't leave. You go into an endless loop once you drive into this small town. So the supplies that you have are the only supplies that you can use. And there's these weird creatures that come out at night that will devour you and kill you. And usually it's people that have died that you know. So it's a very creepy thing. But the reason I like it is that factor of how are they surviving? They only have so much supplies, so much thing. They're some folks are trying to garden. Some folks are trying to do different things. And I got a cough. All right, my apologies, folks. So I like to see how they're trying to use materials that they find, how they're cannibalizing the other vehicles that have been there for a while. How they use the animals that they have in that area. So I like looking at it from that aspect. But it's a good show. It is a good show. Hey, Rip Curl, good to see you. Yeah, well, welcome to the Old Man Club, right? Let's see. Day After Tomorrow. Yeah, that's a good one. Grand Scheme V for visitors. God, how old was I when I was watching that? I tried to get my daughter to watch that. She's like, what is this about? I said, it's about the lizard people. That was a good one. That was a good one. Counting the day sounds like the government. Yeah. Let me see here. I'm trying to see anything else pops up in chat. Oki Khan says the new movie. Now the movie, The Divide was really crazy. Yeah, that one was pretty crazy. I appreciate that, Pony Girl. Thank you so much. And BB, thank you for saying happy birthday. All right, my birthday twin. I'm 37 today. Awesome, Dingus. They brought V back for one more season and then it left again. I remember that, JT. Wasn't that, it was the 80s or was it the 90s? I think it was late 80s. Solvent Green. Yeah, Patricia, that was a very interesting one. A lot of people, I'm surprised a lot of people didn't mention 1984. That's a big one in the prepper community. As well as the solvent green or soylent green. Oh man, folks, we're at an hour, a little over an hour now. How many people do we have in chat? We have 136 people. Oh, we'll keep it going just a little bit longer. I wanted to ask a couple more questions before we finish. Cloverfield, V for Vendetta. Let me see. Animal Farm, Water Tiger. That was an interesting one. There's two different animal farms out there, folks. Logan's Run was good. Grand Scheme says Wild Palms. Logan's Run and Palmer says 2012. All good movies. And the reason I wanted to, my gray is more blonde than gray, and I don't color it. Thanks, Jan. I wanted to, what was going to say, the reason I wanted to ask that is there's a lot of shows out there that people have never heard of. And I was just curious to see with the community what some of your favorite shows were. Being that this is a birthday stream, we're not trying to get too political or anything like that on here. So we wanted to have a little fun. And I figured just throwing out random questions out there for you guys and interacting with y'all would be fun, Blade Runner, Mad Max. Yeah, some good ones. Stealth Mode, Happy Birthday Dingus, and our host. Oh, so happy birthday, Dingus. Little Lone Prepper says Outbreak. Yeah, that's when you watch the movie Outbreak, it's quite interesting to see the similarities of what happened a few years ago. Brave New World, that's a good one. How about The Postman? That was an interesting one. Postman. Day After Tomorrow. Yep, Patricia coming in with The Postman. So I have a couple more questions and then we'll wrap this stream up, folks. I wanted to say real quick thank you to all the members as well as the super chats. If I missed any, hopefully I did not. I appreciate the support. And if you're catching this on the rerun or whatnot, just put happy birthday down in the description to kind of let yourself to say happy birthday to Gray or anybody else's birthday that's today. Or if you're a Virgo, put that down in the comments too once the live stream ends. But I wanted to ask a couple of questions, and I got two I think that are important. And I wanted to ask you guys, what is the most important, we'll just go with the most important pantry item that you have in your prepper pantry. What do you guys think is the most important prepper pantry item that you currently have in your pantry? If you could only pick one. Stealth Mode, I appreciate the support. Thank you so much for becoming part of the Gray family. A lot of people ask me, when you're a member, what do you get? Basically, right now, for my members, they get early access to videos. Every once in a while, I haven't done one in a while, but I've been thinking about doing it again. I do member-only giveaways, which I'm thinking about doing this holiday season. So you never know what you have planned, but I appreciate it. I forget, what is it, $1 or $2 to be a member? I can't remember. I can't remember what it costs to be a member. And then you get access to a badge and you get access to little emojis that other folks, like if people who are members that just became a member, if you go to the emoji section, you'll notice that you get some additional emojis that most people can't use. These are ones that I created myself for members to use on the channel. All right, so let's go in here. Kathleen says meat. Dingus said boiled peanuts. Miss Worm says cat food. Sharon says meat. Jeff Riffle says proteins all day. It's kind of where I'm focusing at, Jeff, as well. Great Lakes Canary says water. Absolutely. You have to have water no matter what. You either have to have water, a way to filter water, a way to get water. Water is truly a necessity. Stealth Mode says rice. Bougie says water. NC says flour. RW Wood says my canned steak. That sounds tasty. Dreamsacre says farm animals. Grand Scheme says clean stored spring water. Old Mutt says rice. Korean wife. Absolutely, man. I love some real good authentic Korean food. Man, that's some good stuff. Gail says water and filters. BB Kate says water. Fluffy Otter says water and spam. Sean says seasonings. Yeah, because you don't want to have bland old, just plain old white rice and beans. You want to have some seasonings. That is an important one. Bonnie says, I have a Bible in my pantry. That's awesome, Bonnie. There's a lot of these little pocket Bibles that you can get. You can put them in your go bags. You can put them in your bug out bags. You can put them in the vehicle so that you always have the good word with you. Let me see here. Skipping Rock says salt. Salt is a very important one, no matter what the doctor tells you and gives you this whole spiel about salt. Having the right salt is also important. You know what I mean? The iodized salt really doesn't do much for you in regards to long-term storage. It's valuable, and the asset is a good, great tradable good. And you can use it. But if you want like a pink Himalayan or Redmond's, like a mineral salt, that's the way to go. Pickling salt, coarse salt, that kind of stuff like that. Maryland says oats. GGS Garden says purple hall peas, and of course water. Excuse me. I love purple hall peas. I grew those a couple years ago, and we loved them. And then we got a bunch of seeds for those as well. All right. Oki Khan says seasonings is extremely important. Mark says soy sauce is a good thing to have. Absolutely. Without that, my daughter would go insane without soy sauce. Stealth Mode says we use sea salt. Awesome. Andrew says ammo. Well, yeah. So ammo I have in a different pantry, the preparedness room, I would call it, versus the food pantry. I guess I should have been more specific. Food pantry. Grand Scheme says chocolate, shelf stable chocolate. Absolutely. I always get dinged for my pronunciation. Cacao, however powder, however you want to pronounce it. Tomato, cacao powder. It's good stuff. You can use it for the base of all your desserts, chocolate desserts and making things with it. You can use it for hot cocoa. You can make your own chocolates. And if you're stored right, pretty much last dang near indefinitely. You can't just, that old saying, surviving is great, but you want to thrive, right? Minuteman says a can opener. Yeah, I guess without a can opener, you're kind of screwed, right? You can use the old cement trick and go in the cement and scrub that thing until it opens up. There's that trick. If you're hungry enough, you'll probably find a way to beat that can open. Let me see here. I'm trying to see if I missed anything. I have salt as well. Skipping Rock says lard, oils, and butter. Absolutely. Honey. Gail, I was glad you said that. Honey is one of my favorite things to keep in the pantry. I have a huge cache of honey, not here at the house as a backup location. I have some honey here. I think I have about several pounds of honey here in the house, not only for medicinal purposes, not only for sweetening things up, not only for, when you get a sore throat and all these other things. Honey is just something that they found, I think, a thing of honey in Egyptian tomb that was 5,000 years old, and it was still edible. So I thought that was amazing. So honey is another one of those indefinite kind of things that can last probably a lot longer than all we can. That'll be in our pantry when we're, dead and gone. Redneck Prepper, absolutely. Coffee is a must, especially for me. Coffee and tea, I like both of them, but gotta have some coffee. If you ever listen to the audiobook Going Home, there's a character in Going Home, Sarge, and the other character, Morgan, who's the main protagonist of the show or of the audiobook in the story. It's a book by Angry American. And it's all about coffee, folks. And some people want creamer too. So if you got creamer and you have a way of doing that, or if you got farm animals where you can get your creamer at, but drinking coffee in general, I'd be happy with just in the SHTF. If I could just drink black coffee, I'd be happy with that as well. Let me see. Michelle says cast iron. I got the wife a Dutch oven cast iron for her birthday yesterday. She was so happy because she wants to make sourdough bread. She wants to braise meats and stuff like that. So I got her a brand new cast iron Dutch oven for her birthday, which was yesterday. Let me see. Sarge is my alter ego. Amazing Grandma. So you know who I'm talking about, right? Love Sarge. Do you know how long you have to scrub to get a can open? Mark, I never tried it. I've seen people do it on YouTube. I can only imagine the amount of calories you're burning and trying to get that can open by scrubbing it on some concrete. It might outweigh the contents of that can, Let me see. Counting the days says garlic. Absolutely. Precious metals. I'm a very big advocate on precious metals as well. Amazing Grandma says coffee as well. On my totes. I'm kind of see here. Rip Curl says, if you don't have a good old military can opener on your keychain, then you need to get one. Absolutely. There you can buy a huge box of those can openers for cheap, and you just keep them in your vehicle, keep them in your go bags. You can do so many different things. I'm trying to see here if I can find one to show you guys. My main keyboard is not accessing right now. Dun, dun, dun. And yes, folks, we are wrapping it up here in a second. My apologies for keeping you guys so late. Yeah, the P38 can openers you can get. I'm looking on Amazon real quick. And you can buy how many in this? You can get 12 for $12.99. I think you can find them cheaper than that. Because you can get them for like 10, 15 cents in certain places, like at flea markets and stuff like that. Let me see. I'm trying to take my comments down a little bit. Go with the P58, much easier. You know, and I agree, Susan, because there's like I said, the P38, the P, now my mind went blank. The P38, what was the other one? Old Mutt says, my nephew and I bought 300 P38s once, and you probably got a good deal. When you buy bulk, you always get a good deal. I'm going to see if I can find this here. I'm trying to see if I can find a really cheap one on here. I keep on forgetting that. And folks are like, what are you guys talking about? But these are kind of like your military issue can openers. You know what I mean? Let me go over here, hit that. And there we go. There's the P51s. Why can't I find... Anyways, folks, I would suggest taking a look at them. I don't want to take up too much more. Get the Shelby P38s. Thank you, Yarn, for that. They do make a solid one. CCP says the P51. And, oh, crap. Thank you, Bougie. Thank you for grabbing my attention. Welcome to the stage, Bougie Prepper. I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the comments. I'm like, hey, she says she's backstage. Hello.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Happy birthday, Grey.
Thanks so much, Bougie. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks.
Good to see you.
So let me come up. People are so shy to come up. But they get used to it. If they come up, they get used to it.
It takes a while. I remember when I first started, I was like, every time I got to do a live stream, I got like butterflies in my stomach and just felt like very like nervous. But then you kind of get through that, you know?
So what you gonna do for your birthday tomorrow?
Tomorrow we have a dinner engagement. My wife wants to take me to my favorite restaurant. I think she's baking me something that she knows that I grew up as a child. Instead of a cake, it's called the Queen of All Pudding. It's something that is kind of a Key West kind of thing. I don't know if you're familiar with Key West down south in Florida.
No. Oh yeah, Key West.
Yeah, that's where I was born before it went crazy. That's where I was there I was born down in Key West. And then, of course, she has all my presents hidden from me because she doesn't want me to know what's going on. So it should be a lot of fun. She really goes all out on the birthdays and the holidays. Even though I tell her not to do it, she still does it.
That's cool. I just wanted you to know you and AP are just about the only preppers that I now watch on YouTube. Yeah, because like we were talking about earlier, some of us don't like the fear porn.
Absolutely.
So so that kind of stirred me away from a lot of the channels, but you and AP are the only two that I keep up with now. And yes, the pantry, like somebody said, I love when you do the pantry videos because it gives me good ideas, for storage and how to organize everything. So I like those videos also that you do.
Awesome. I enjoy doing them. And like I said, I try to get them doing once a month, but sometimes I just get so busy with all the other things. But I really enjoy doing those videos. And they seem to do really well on YouTube. So I guess the viewers themselves like those as well.
Okay. How's the garden?
The garden, I got to do an update on the garden because last time I did a video, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, the okra was probably about, 3 or 4 inches tall. And now it's, like 4 foot tall and shooting okra everywhere. So I'll have to do an update. I'll get one out here soon, either this week or next week.
Okay. I'm still working on it. My green thumb is taking a long time for me to get there. But I did pretty good with some cherry tomatoes, some regular tomatoes. I got the the autumn garden going now, the collard greens and all the brassicas and stuff I got going at this moment. But happy birthday and happy birthday to Miss Gray. Y'all have a good time and thanks for having me up and hello to everybody in the chat.
Thank you so much for taking the time to come on. I
All right.
appreciate it. God bless.
Bye-bye.
All right. That was awesome. And I wanted to shout out Children Munitions for thank you for the super chat. I truly appreciate that. At work, can't stay. Unfortunately, it was going to email and say happy birthday, but this is better. We're birth turning 50 tomorrow and looking fab in our dad bods. Lots of love from Alaska. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Yes, our dad bods. Love it, brother, and appreciate the support. Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. And I forgot where we were at. One thing I did want to mention is something I'm going to be doing new coming up this year. A lot of you folks know I interviewed David the Good. He's a gardening channel, survival gardening channel. He used to be in Florida, then he bounced around a few other places. And I ordered from his daughter some of the Everglades tomatoes. Basically, growing tomatoes in Florida can be dang near impossible at certain times because of the heat and the bugs, and it's always something with the tomatoes. And what I mean is the big tomatoes. I'm going to be trying something new this year. I got this lamp from a company, a grow light kind of thing that I'm going to use to try to grow tomato indoor, like a beefsteak. But I'm going to be growing the Everglades tomatoes, and I'll go over the process of, putting them in and see how well they do, because they're supposed to be native to Florida. When it comes to gardening, you kind of want to do that, is to learn what's native into your area. So since I'm in this, so come to find out, I learned I'm in actually zone 10A. I thought it was in zone 9B, but I just found a gardening channel that explained it to me. And I guess they must have changed the map. I don't know. But it's zone 9B and 10A are very close. It's like zone 9B is almost this whole section. And then there's like a little sliver that's 10A. But anyways, so I look at stuff that is tropical in nature, and then I kind of look at that around the globe of what everybody grows, like yucca and sweet potatoes, and those type of plants that can sustain me, that can grow. Like sweet potatoes, you can take a slip, stick it in the ground, even in the sand, and it will provide. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited to try these new Everglades tomatoes. I don't know what you folks think of that, but it'll be fun to watch, right? To grow. But I will do a gardening video here soon. A lot of people don't like okra, but if you cook it right, so the way I harvest my okra is I'll take the okra, I will blanch it and then freeze it. And then when I'm ready for it, we cook it in a stew. We take tempura batter and fry the okra in a vegetable oil. So it takes away that sliminess. And a lot of people, if you don't cook okra right or store it correctly or process the okra correctly, it will get slimy and woody on you. So people have had a lot of bad experience with okra. We have 3 different types of okra that we're growing in the garden, but I'll go over that in that video. Yeah, Yoshi, if you look at this map, zone 9B comes almost all the way over to where we're at. And then there's a sliver that goes up the coast of Brevard that says it's 10A. So I'm learning. And for the last 3 years or 4 years, however long I've been gardening, I thought it was always zone 9B. So most of Central Florida is zone 9B, except for the little sliver of coast. That's for some reason, it just creeps up there. Who'da knew? But close enough. I've been doing the best I can with the information that I have. Jan says, I love okra fried with green tomatoes. Also, love it in soups. Absolutely. Absolutely. South Florida DCL, I appreciate that. Here in Oklahoma, fried okra is on the menu in many restaurants. I love it. I know, like I said, some people, and it lasts, where is it at? I just saw it, and it lasts to gumbo. Yes, a lot of people will add okra. Fluffy Otter says she loves okra. That's where's that at? I got to bring that one up. Seaber 20 says GreyMan Everglades tomatoes volunteered all over my my MOS yard. And they will take over. They will take over. But folks, it's been a pleasure. It's truly been a pleasure. I did a special outro for this live stream to give you guys like 30 seconds to say happy birthday or goodbyes or anything like that. I did a special intro and a special outro for this specific live stream, just because that's the things that I do. Those are the things that I do for you guys. You know what I mean? Just to make it a little bit special. You know what I mean? But I really want to say thank you so much. I'm trying to make sure I got everything here. There it is. I want to say thank you to every single one of you amazing, amazing people out there that watch all the videos that I put out, even if they're boring review videos and they're kind of technical jargon. And it's like, I'm going to just watch it just to Grey, and I'm going to comment just for the algorithm. So I appreciate that and hitting those thumbs up button. Folks, it's been a pleasure celebrating my 50th birthday with you folks. I want to say thank you so much. Hopefully I'll see you in another 50, right? Imagine being 100 years old, celebrating my 100-year birthday, 50 plus years on YouTube. Wouldn't that be something amazing? But you never know. Maybe we'll do this again next year. We'll see how it goes. Again, just so blessed to have a community like yours, or ours, and for all the support that you've given me over the last, several years on this channel. So stay tuned. We got lots more coming. Outside of that, I'll be on Rudy's channel next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think it's 3 p.m. Alaska time. We'll be over there continuing Welcome to the Apocalypse with Rudy and Grey. Outside of that, folks, God bless. Stay safe. And this is GreyMan. I'm out. Catch you guys in a rebound. Again, thank you all for watching.